privileged and humbled to deliver this guest lecture at IIT Roorkee. So almost a year back, for one of my friend's marriage, I was at Roorkee, and I happened to see this institution. And then I didn't know after almost a year, I will be part of this institution like this. So as we all know, famous business executives like Naveen Jain, Dinesh Paliwal, and Amit Singhal, and many more, including the future CEOs and CXOs who are sitting virtually sitting in front of me, are from this institution. So it's a fantastic opportunity and to be part of this institution in this way. So I will just share my deck. Let me know if you can see. I hope you can see right now.
Yes, it's visible now.
Yeah. So a brief about me, I am Anil Koshy, and I am basically from Kerala, brought up in Chhattisgarh. Did my graduation from Coimbatore and did my master's from Bangalore University, and then I started my career in Bangalore itself. Post that, I happened to do a diploma in HR from XLRI, and then from then I'm working with Quest Global from last 2.5 years. So, and from 2018 onwards, 19 onwards, I am part of YAB, Young Advisory Board, Bangalore chapter. So that's a brief about me. So I will not bore you with my slide. I just have very few slides. I'll take you through a story. I mean, so before preparing, I happened to ask Sarvesh. Sarvesh was the person who got in touch with me, if I'm not wrong, in LinkedIn. That sorry.
No, nothing, Anil. You can continue.
Yeah. So Sarvesh got in touch with me, and then had asked him like, what exactly should I talk about? I mean, so he told me, sir, you would have got an email from my team. Please, you can prepare on that topic. So there were broad topics, and then I know that more than me, you will have a great faculties available there in your organization to talk about all this change management and all. So I will take you, I'll not bore you with my slides. I will take you through a short story in what happened based on true incidents. So what happened at Quest when pandemic came? So yeah, Sarvesh, can you see my screen? Can you just acknowledge? Right, you can see, right?
Yes, Anil, we can
Yeah.
see your screen.
So Quest has built a robust business over the last 2 decades and survived many economic downturns and recessionary environments from 1997. The story speaks volumes about our people and the works we do for our clients. To go there, I need to rewind to this year, Jan 2020. We all welcome 2020 at the start of a new decade. It was special on that account. In Jan 2020, the threat of the virus was not as evident as now. To bring in the new year, all of us had dreams, very vibrant dreams. There was the next opportunity that many were dreaming about in Quest. Many of us were excited about our Greece trip as the venue for our next annual leadership meet was at Greece. Few of us even had plans to visit adjacent countries like Turkey, Italy, post the ALM. And there were personal dreams of getting married or starting a new family. However, by the end of Jan, it became clear that COVID was spreading its web further and closer. That's when we formed GCMC, Global Crisis Management Committee. The Global Crisis Management Committee comprises of the leaders of various departments. They all came together to make the right choices. It was new to all of us. There were no ready-made solutions or BCPs or available answers. I think we drew strength from each other and made informed choices to the best of our abilities. In the month of March, our HR head received an email from one of our female employees. The government in India had started taking actions. Schools, daycares, had started closing on account of the situation. Looking back, it is interesting about how she has said that not everyone can work from home and that this will be needed for employees who have a need. Yes, it was clear that some changes had to be made, but what we didn't know then was the quantum of change. It is said that there are decades when nothing happens, and then there are weeks where decades happen. The weeks after followed seemed truly like a decade. It was like being on a roller coaster, full of twists and turns, and ups and downs. And then in March, there was a complete lockdown announced. At that time, we had about 70% of our people enabled to work from home. We were the first to receive work from home approvals from few of our customers, and few customers were still pending. It was nothing less than a nightmare. It meant that close to 2,500 members did not have the means to operate out of the safety of their homes. It was all the more difficult because every other company was in a similar situation and there were no machines available in the market. Now challenge was enabling work from home for all our engineers in all 33 locations. What followed was sheer grit, determination and hard work. Not to forget ingenuity to get our teams set up to deliver from home. Remember, we had never done this before in our 20 years of Quest history. We never had our mechanical engineers working from. We never thought our mechanical engineers will work from home. But now the situation is different. Laptops were brought out from the most unimaginable sources, and many employees use their own personal machines so as to ensure that the customer was not impacted. I remember employees braving state level lockdowns to come and collect machines, not just for themselves, but for their colleagues as well. Naturally, people were not equipped for work from home. Chairs were provided from the office, and an allowance was provided to procure tables and internet connections. UPS were provided to those who used desktops, and there was a new guideline created on work from anywhere from the project management team. Now you might be asking, with so much churn, did customer delivery get impacted? As you know, being in a service industry, for us, customer delivery is more important. I think we owe it to our superheroes, none other than our own engineers and managers who ensured no ball was dropped. Imagine not a single customer escalation, even amidst all the chaos. In fact, we received so many customer appreciation during that time. All of us know what the four P's of marketing are: product, price, place, and promotion. At Quest, we created the five C's. The five C's to fight with big bad C of COVID. Our five C's under the direction of the CEO took responsibility of cost, cash, customer, capability, and care. This ensured that every aspect got attention. Genuine question which comes to our mind would be, how did we manage the cash? Cash is always at the core of any organization's health. We did a superlative job of infusing liquidity into the business. We ensured every invoice was followed through. Our purchase teams did a fantastic job of keeping an eye on any cash outflows and differing where possible. And Project Cascade, which was always part of the organization, helped us to ensure we operated optimally. Apart from this, our team out of here also monitored all possible government schemes which we could benefit from across the world. We looked into several schemes and finally made use of few relevant ones, and as a result, we were able to defer significant amounts in cash flow. During such times, Every penny counts, and this helped immensely. Now, you might ask about our strength, our people. Did they have enough projects? Usually, we never had more than 2 to 300 people on bench. This time, we had more than 1,000. The bench was larger than most of our departments. Project flowing in was not as predictable as before, but the resource management group and HR teams managed to deploy more than 800 people during this initial 3 months, and about 700 went through trainings to upskill or reskill. We also created a small team which could focus on outplacements where we could not find projects internally. Even though we had a large bench, we knew it was tough time. Hence, options were provided to people so that they could choose to stay on roles for longer. Though it meant a lower salary, it ensured benefits like medical insurance stayed active. Long timers got added time on roles as well as options to extend further with sabbaticals. Frequent pulse surveys and trainings were made available to all on virtually online platforms. Now, you might be thinking, how did we manage to keep in touch with our superheroes? We actually upped our game with respect to communication. They say you have to do 10 different things in 10 different ways, and then 10% of people will recall it. I believe we did just that. We ensured there were town halls, external and internal messages, social networks, surveys, and every single means to reach out and stay in touch with people. These were top down, bottoms up, and sideways communication. Our communication was aptly called as Project Arc. If Noah's Ark led animals to safety, Project Arc at Quest ensured we were headed in the right direction. We also connected virtually more than ever before to engage with our teams. CEO himself did many connect sessions, virtual connects, fun sessions. We celebrated special days and events. There was a focus on mental health as well as on physical health and work from home tips and practices. The next question which comes to your mind would be, why so many buses running around in the slide? The story of this bus is interesting. It was a company bus, and we used it to take laptops and machines to people when the lockdown began. There were about 150 people who were standard in the Quest Trivandrum office, and then the team ensured that they reached their homes in various parts of Kerala. Apart from this, we had people at on-site who were stranded. A special team was worked to ensure each one got back to base location safe and sound. And not to forget that our office spaces were kept ready and safe for when we were returned to office across the country. The ability of a company to beat such a recessionary environment comes down to its culture, strategy, and execution. Quest has surpassed many odds to get to where we are right now. This is only because of the great work being done by people across all functions at Quest. This was a Herculean effort from many people to accomplish all this. Many teams struggled, especially during the early days and during the entire COVID phase, to ensure we survived. It was about people coming together to achieve the impossible. And this was not just people who were there during the phase, but also people who had to leave. Even people who had to separate played a role in helping us sail through this phase. Even while we have been working through these difficult times, we did not forget our principles of humility, aspiration, and hunger, and core values of customer focus, integrity, and collaboration. Just like all the other happy ending stories, we also had one at Quest, a story of research. People say ordinary people can do extraordinary things. I think we had extraordinary people who created magic. So that was a short story of how Quest managed to fight with pandemic. So if you have any questions, you can ask right now. I have two more slides to cover, uh, if you allow me to.
So please go.
Yeah. So anything that can change our destiny is the approach and mental attitude that you will have to take as you pursue your journey, especially during this COVID situation. Students, you who are in second year right now in their MBA, they might be worried about their placements, their job. But I would say it's too early for me to be very reflective because after all, I am just getting started into my professional journey. But it would be appropriate at least if I share with you what I think can be some tips and tricks that can help you and me in our professional career in upcoming years. The first thing I would say, think, and again think. If you can come up with non traditional, untried, unconventional, it might be risky too, ideas, then I think you will be getting paid in future. Use your 100% time for thinking and ideating. Overall idea is what matters. It doesn't matter from where it comes from. We should be future focused and ideate about business models. In the future, we will have competition for creativity, imagination, learning, and independent thinking. So, ready, be ready to put your thinking caps. The second point is upskilling. If you would have seen my LinkedIn profile, more than me doing after MBA, after starting my professional career, I did more courses because I realized that if I'm not up to the mark or if I'm not running the race in a proper manner, I don't know what will be my growth down the lane. For that, I had to make sure I have to learn. I invested on my learning and I am continuing with that. So, one thing I would suggest upskilling. There's no age limit. The only way to cope up with change is to learn, and how fast you can learn is more important. We should have a constant quest to learn and always invest in yourself, and nobody can take that from all of us. We should be a lifelong learners. And the third one would be a professional mentor. So at your college right now, you will have teachers who are guiding you, who are helping you right now. Same way, if we have a mentor in your organization, we I have seen a few profiles who had visited. I happen to see that all of you have experience, more than 2 3 years of experience you have from good companies like IBM, Infi, TCS, and all. So you might be having great professional mentors, and that was the reason for you to get into this management, getting into this great institution of management. If we think how our leaders are taking decisions, if we try to imitate them, how did they overcome the problems, that will help us grow in our professional career. And few factors which I would say can help us out to grow, that would be bold, brave, and persistent. Own your decisions. It's always good to make your decisions. It might be wrong, it might be right. You would have heard Muhammad Ali saying, I'm the greatest. That means that was one of the motivating factor what he had, which he always used to say, I'm the greatest, no one can beat me. Right? So if you think that no one can beat you, I think no one can stop us also. Right? So it is very important that we should not give up so easily, unless until we are forced to give up. Make our life worth living. When you look back, once you're retired from your professional career, when you look back, you should not, oh, I couldn't do that, I missed it. You shouldn't have that regret in your professional life. So for that, you should be bold, brave, to take decisions, and persistent. The next thing would be hard work. Your hard work made you reach up to this level where you are in a good institution for your for your MBAs. And further also, this hard work will, this unquenchable need, the hunger to grow, that the fire that will help you achieve your dream. For that, we need to do hard work. Like every waking hour, we have to work hard. Don't ever run away from problems. There are no shortcuts for success, as you all know. The third thing I would say, be you. Never hide what makes you you. APJ once said, every youth wants to be unique. That is you. But the world all around you is doing its best day and night to make you just everybody else. I I was, when I joined Quest, I was emotionally, like, I feel bad when someone comes and talks to me. I empathize with them. So later I realized that that's my strength actually. So when an employee comes to being an HR, when an employee comes to you, shares his feeling, shares his problem. So if you can empathize, so if I feel my strength is to empathize with the employee, to sympathize with the employee, and if you can stand for him, fight for him, I think that will do wonders. I did the same, and then that helped me in my professional career to grow. Similar way, we might all of us have unique identity and strength. We have to leverage it, we have to transform it to our success. So make sure, never let, so don't change for anyone. Be the way you are, make use of it. Then the fourth one is encourage people to give you feedback. It helps us improve during our in a professional career. You might be knowing we will have annual reviews, professional reviews and all. So during that time, we always, all of us need appreciation, all of us need good ranks. You might be knowing bell curve and all, so all of us want to be in the top rank and all. So but I would say, seek feedback, work on it. How can we improve on those lines, and how can we do better with that, so that no one can stop us from achieving what we want to be. And the last one is, stay humble and hungry. Stay grounded. However we are, whatever we are is because of our parents and their blessings, and our teachers' blessings. And being hungry, I'm not saying about physical hunger, but I'm talking about what we should have a purpose in life, and to achieve that purpose, we have to work hard. And never let your hunger stop. Let that grow. Let chase it as much as possible, and so that you can reach your success. That's all I had. So thank you so much once again for giving me an opportunity to be part of this institution, in for giving this guest lecture. I hope I made some sense, gave you some food for thought. And I don't know uh, how good it was, or this was my second time I'm delivering a guest lecture. So thank you so much for the opportunity. If you have any questions, I am ready to take.
Yes, Anil, Kanan had a question, but because he has some connectivity issue, so he shared the question with me. So he's asking
Sure.
if based on your experience, how did the efficiency and working hours changed from this new remote workplace trend? Is this trend sustainable for the long run?
So, according to me, or in my organization right now, the productivity, each engineer, when we have a call with our engineers, or when we have a connect. So, initial days, they were, we as we were a mechanical institution, mechanical organization, we never thought of working from home, even while doing induction. So we have a mixed group of electrical, mechanical, and software. So what happens for software people, they can work from anywhere. So mechanical and electrical people, they couldn't do anything because of the compliance issues and the customers' requirement. So what happened, when we enabled that, initially people were exhausted. That's why we came up with this mindfulness session and all. We got tie up with one of the vendors to give them mindfulness session and all. But at the end of the day, there were days where employees had to work till 14, 15 hours out of 25, 24 hours in a day. They had to work till 14, 15 hours in a day. So that's not good for their health. But then what happened? We now engineers like it, for the fact that they have that their own convenience. whenever they want to do, they can deliver. If there's a deliverable, that's different part. If not, they have that flexibility of, if they want to go out, they can go out and come back, and then they can log in. And so I feel these days the productivity of our engineers have gone up, and the departments which were not achieving the AR, we say something called applied ratio, they are on top of it right now, because each engineers are putting their 100%, and then it's like there's no force fit, like you have to come in this shift and then work like for this many hours and go by this time. So that is not there. There's no strict bound rules that work for this, and so it's a free will of the engineer. Whenever he wants to work, he can work, and then that had actually resulted in good productivity, increase of productivity. According to me also, if you ask me, it is very like every day I start my work around 8:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30, and then it goes up to night 9, 10. But then I'm not stressed, because I have my in between, like COVID taught me how to cook and all. So in between I do cook. I have my own time. I so meanwhile I but in office I so I am as like घर का बहुत भोला वाला लड़का टाइप था पहले. तो what happened was, like, I used to call my parents right, like morning, in the morning one time, it's like evening one time. But then once I went to office I used to log in by 8 o'clock, and then I leave office by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the night. But now I have that freedom of, like, okay, call my parents whenever they want, and I have that freedom. But I work also till night 10, 11. But then that is not actually affecting. The productivity has gone up drastically. But for that matter, again, I would say our health issues are there. I myself have put on almost 8 kgs during this work from home scenario. So that is another part. So if you can maintain your health also, I would say that's the best part. I mean, I think going forward, companies are giving off their building spaces, because it's like work from anywhere. So I don't think we need to stick on to office anymore.
Sir, I have a question. Especially in the post-COVID scenario, do you see a rise in automation and loss of jobs because of automation? Because, as you said, the manpower requirement has kind of reduced, and as you mentioned, jobs can be automated to an extent. So, what is your take on that? I just wanted.
Yeah. So especially for us being in enablers, including HR, finance, marketing, or sales. So what I would say is that yes, we have we have to be on top of what we are doing. In the sense, if we are not the best, if you're giving an option to our management that, okay, there are two members in my team, and then Anil is also performing, and the X person is also performing. So if they have to make a choice, whom should I kick out? I should not be the person whom they have to kick out. So for that, I have to be on top of it. So for that, that's why I was talking about upskilling, reskilling. So, and then they should be aware of the fact that, okay, he is an asset to my organization. So especially we being in management, we are cost to company. I mean, especially in service industry, we are cost to company. We are not we are not the one who gets money. Delivery folks, technical folks, they get the money, right? So for us to survive in any organization, the only way I would see in future is to be on top of our skills, make use of it, and then, if possible, use of technology. How can, being in HR, the way you told, automate. So if I can automate a function in HR, so especially I would say in HR we have something called HR shared service, right? So they are the ones who are very least paid. They don't want anyone to hire more than like a certain package, and then I mean, their growth is like stagnant. They will every day, if you see their hands, right, it's like control alt shift, and then it revolves around that only. I mean, and they don't interact with anyone, and then it's a very manual job. What happens with that is, like, there's no growth. Okay, and then one fine day, if there's automation comes into picture, and then the job gone, right? Especially when right now we have in organization like Amazon, all the big companies, Microsoft, Google, anywhere, we have bots, right, to screen the CVs. Earlier we had a position for screening. People used to screen the CVs, right now that job has gone because of this bot. So I would say, I have done a graduation in BA English literature, okay, but then now I'm thinking of doing something in AI or ML, because the future is that. So the thing is, we have a scope only if we can make someone's life easy or simple. So we have to work on automation. Just that doesn't mean that there's no need of sales. There's no need of the human element. What we bring in, a finance guy who can use his brain, who's doing MBA finance in your institution right now, who can use his brain. Okay, ये गलत है, ये सही है. This is right, this is wrong. We a bot cannot do that, or a HR. What the empathy or sympathy is what I bring into table, that a bot cannot bring into a table, right? So I have a scope there. I have to build on to that, and then I have to work on, along with that empathy sympathy, what else I can add value on to, right? So same way, I would suggest being in all of you have might most of you might be from engineering background, right? So you have that already, that engineering, that technology is already there in your like DNA. I mean, or what I would say, compared to a graduate, English graduate guy, you are on top of it. So what I would say is, like, going forward to survive in this industry, I would say it is always good to be technically sound. If not, then it's our job will be at stake. So sales also virtually, how can I connect with with my customer? How can I do calls without even visiting him virtually or calling him? What should I do? Or these days it's a bit difficult to track the productivity and all of employees. Being an HR, how can, what tool I can bring into table where we, so with which we can track the productivity of an engineer. Moreover, earlier we had something called, being in HR, we have a annual appraisal, right? When doing this annual performance appraisal, if I, what else I can bring, so we have OKR, we have like force fitting, all these things you might be knowing very well. So so with that, what else I can bring into table, so that there is a flawless process happens, even if it is virtual. No need of me being present in office, then only everything will be picture perfect. No, no, no. What, how can I leverage technology to make life easy? All the company, private organization, they need someone who can be an asset to their organization. So we have to work on automation, and then if we are not on top of it, then it might be difficult for us to survive.
Any more questions, guys? You can also
If you're,
type them in the chat box if you have any.
yes, type in the chat box if you are facing any connectivity.
First thing first, sir, thank you for such an insightful session. You gave us a real peek inside the corporate world during the COVID. And I have a slight doubt. Will this COVID situation bring a permanent paradigm shift in how the working environment have been up till now?
Okay, I would say yes. Why? Because as I told you earlier, like, we never thought in Quest we will have work from home. So earlier, our people, when they ask their managers, like, can we, in Bangalore, you know, right? We have a mixed crowd. I mean, wherein we have people. So I myself, I'm from Chhattisgarh, and then we have people from North India, South India, and then different part of like the country, right? So when we ask our managers, right, can we work from home? So the reaction would be, you can take leave. So they never stop us from taking leave, but then they never allow us working from home. Why? Because, as you know, first of all, engineers, they are working on core components of aircraft, or aero engines, or oil and gas structures. So plant engineering and all. So anything and everything is like, customers need compliance issue is like compliance breach is one of the highest issue in all the service industry. So with that, keeping that in mind, they never allow none of us, since delivery doesn't have, they are the one who gets bread and wine for us. So if they are not getting, then obviously enabler will not get it for sure. So there was no question asked of working from home. So now in Quest, in our organization, the way you, it's a paradigm shift of like the way how we are seeing work right now. It is the thought process is, no matter from where you are working, it should be done, the work should be done if you're able to support. So that's what I was saying, that even during that pandemic, right, you should have seen that lot of customer appreciation we got. So actually they just want to be safe. All of us are trying to be like, all of us, you're at home and then you're trying to be like safe, like sanitize your hand and then don't wear mask, all these things you're doing. And then even if you want to go out, your parents won't let you, right? So people, engineers are coming from different background, right? So we cannot force our engineers to look, no, you have to come to office or else your job is at stake. No, we cannot do that. With that, our perception got changed that, okay, right now the Quest thinks in such a way wherein we think, no matter what, from where you are working, it's all about if you're able to deliver, it's fine, well and good. So similarly, all the organization is thinking the same line, just that it depends on the productivity of the engineer if he's able to do the same or a better job in terms of working from home. I think there is no harm in. And then these are the like unseen cost to organization. You know, see this rent for a building for a 7 floors in Bangalore, we have to pay in crores. So the company can save that money, right? I mean, so any day, this model of working from home or working from anywhere is it's a total paradigm shift, especially for a mechanical company like ours. And but just that depends on how like earlier people used to take मौका मिला है तो चलो मजा ले लेते हैं वो. So people also they came, of course they can't go out right now, people can't go out, so they also are they okay, nothing else to do, कुछ करने के लिए तो है नहीं apart from work, so let's do the work properly. So they are also doing their work. So uh, I would say more than, if you ask me, I was scared to address people. Okay, I the very first time in Quest, when I saw 400 people sitting for a town hall, and then they gave me a mic in my hand, and my manager gave me a mic in my hand, and then they told, "Can you please address them?" I was like, "Oh my God, I've never addressed a big crowd like this, and then how will I do it?" From then it's been 2 years, and then now by the grace of God, I got opportunity like this. You guys gave me opportunity like this, and then so what happened is like virtually when you're not actually facing the crowd, what is happening for me is like it's more okay. I'm just talking. For me, I'm just seeing one person and just talking to you. That's all. I don't have to see the entire like big crowd in front sitting in front of me. So that actually helped me to identify one of my core strengths. Okay, I can do it. I can do that. Okay. So same way, all of us, this is a paradigm shift not only for organization, it's a shift for all the individuals, working professionals, I would say. So that's all. It's a challenge, but then for I would say it's a challenge because anyone who is having family, kids, and all. I mean, you'd be seeing all these days work from home meme and all. You would be seeing, right? Kids are coming in, be meeting, and then you can see bartan gir raha hai, आवाज आ रहा hai, husband wife both of them will have calls at the same time, and then I mean it's a great experience, I would say, for people like bachelors like us. I mean, it's easy for us to like pull it off because there's no one. I mean, you can do whatever you want to, so you can attend as many meetings. So but then with family it's a bit difficult. But then, as you know, as I told you earlier, we were not equipped with work from home things like no table, no chair. Engineers we started working, so they kept what to say that plywood, cardboard, and all. On top of it, they kept the laptop, and they used to send photos and all how they were working from home. So I would say it's a paradigm shift for everyone, all of us. Like the thought process got changed. We can deliver from wherever we are.
Hello. Anil, while going through your LinkedIn account, am I
Yeah.
audible again?
Yes.
No.
Yes. 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 Yes.
So while going through your LinkedIn account, I saw that you are a young advisory board member for NHRD,
Yeah.
and the main for the NHRD Bangalore chapter. And for NHRD, I searched about something about that, and NHRD basically does is that their main goal is to groom future leaders of our country.
Hmm.
How exactly do they go about this, and how did this pandemic situation change the way they work? You guys work there?
Yeah. So thank you for that question, Survey. It's a good question. So if you ask me, exactly 1 year back, almost last October, November, I joined YAB, if I'm not wrong. September, October, I joined YAB, and then what had happened is like I had for a student coordinator, I had applied during my college days, but then didn't go through, and then after that, I got an opportunity last year. So how they are building a future leader, if you ask me, we are working with top class HR leaders. So it's a NHRD is a right, it's a group of National Human Resource Department, right? So especially earlier, the this was headed by Krish Shankar, the Infi Group HR head. It was headed by Krish, and now Krish had moved to the country NHRD chapter. He's heading that. So now it is headed by Amit Sharma, who is Volvo CHRO, right? So we have day in and out, we have opportunity to work with these people. So we I mean, just before this call, we have a certification coming up on 19th of this month. So for that on IR, I had to call Amit and ask him, will you be available as he's doing the first session. So I had to call him. So I don't think if I was not part of this opportunity, I mean this YAP team or NHRD, I don't think I will be getting an opportunity to call to speak to a Volvo CHRO or a Bosch comp and ben head. So we have a annual event called HR Showcase, wherein all of us, so each chapter will have their own set of activities. So what happened was like, so last year I was part of HR startups. So and then what we will do is like the attracting part for the startups is like they need fund, right? And what we do, if you come here, take part, and if you're winning this idea, so we will call the top the one who owns Big Basket, CEO of Big Basket, a top leader from Airbus and all, we called, and then they were the panelists. They came, they evaluated, and then what happened was we got the winners and runner up, and we gave them and same way we have sponsors also coming for that event. So with that, these people got an opportunity to showcase their what is that they have to sell with us, and then they got a benefit of sponsorship also. Similar way, this year I'm part of HR best practice. So with that, companies, all the companies like Siemens, Bosch, Amazon, all the big companies will come, and then they will have something unique, right? Might be induction, might be their exit process, might be the mobile application what they have launched, it might be their appraisal system. I mean, anything, it can be anything, right? So if so similar way, so with that, what happened, my learning is I can implement those changes, I can get those ideas and can put it in my organization. That is one advantage I have since I'm working on this. Second advantage is I'm working with the top class leaders in the HR domain. So with that, it's a great opportunity for me to network with top class HR leaders. And second thing is learning when you work with them, and then I'm telling you, they are humble. Like these Schneider Electric's AVP Arun, he actually, he when he assigns a work, right, he like, can you please do that for us? I mean, will you be able to get in touch with someone? So they are humble, they are down to earth, and then we are directly working with them, calling them, talking to them, and then it's a great networking platform where which you have. Second thing is like, even when with the second question you asked is like, how in during pandemic, how are we operating? We have this year the HR showcase has gone virtual. In last, this is the ninth HR showcase which is happening. 8th, it was, everything was like physical happening in one of the hotels in Bangalore, but right now it is happening virtual. So right now we are inviting for the competition, we are inviting from globally, because there's no location constraint, right? So we have gone virtual, and with that, what happens, we have started many certification programs which is helping the upcoming HR leaders to get enrolled, what is happening in industry, and learn from the top class leaders in HR. So that is how we are working right now in NHRD.
Sir, just wanted to talk about crisis management, because you also mentioned change management. So, crisis management strategies in scenarios which are unexpected, like COVID or something. Do you have any suggestions how employees can deal with crisis situations normally? How they can manage crisis situations? Like,
So organizations usually will have something called BCP, business continuity plan, right? So when we sign a contract with any of our customer, we will have, so they will ask, what is your BCP? Like if the work gets stopped. So let's say if tsunami comes to Bangalore, and then we will go to Trivandrum and then we'll operate. If something happens in Trivandrum, we can go to other Bhubaneswar, we can work from there, or Pune. So we have different offices. So I mean, similarly, we have BCP for everything. But we didn't have BCP for COVID. No one had, I don't think any company had BCP for COVID. I don't think so. So the only way I would see as an organization, what we did, as I told you, like we formed a GCMC committee and all. We had to come up with certain action plans and all. Same way, even for employees, I would say, if we give time, so if we can see, not we might not have answers for everything, right? That's how during that time we have to leverage the benefits of talking to someone who can help us release out our stress, right? So that's why we came out with empanel with one of the vendor to do something called like, you just call them, they will help you out with like stress management and how to overcome pressure, or how to overcome like, because engineers were stressed, because mechanical engineers were stressed because they were losing jobs in industry. They didn't have any, right now also there's no opportunity for mechanical engineers, and then so they were, even if they had work, they were stressed, will I lose my job? And then if all of us, if you're getting 10K, we know how to spend that 10K. 5K will go for EMI, 2K will go for another EMI, we'll have one car that will go there, and then so that's how it goes. And then when you have the stress of what will happen tomorrow, if how will I pay my kids fee, how will I manage my EMIs, what how will I work on a reduced pay? So this is a crisis for us, right? The only way to overcome is to get stress free by talking to someone who can actually help out, ease out your problems. I mean, there is no point building on your issues. The only way, what I would say, is like, talk to somebody. Like, I mean, if you want to get just like burst out, it's okay. Just call someone very close and then just shout on them, and then so that you're just, it's a matter of hours. Like if you are over that, I think we are done with it. But to manage that, I would say either we need expert suggestions, right? What can we do to overcome? Same way as I told you, like in organization also, the top leaders, we came together, we ideated, and then we went to war room, we discussed, we realized that okay, we have to come up with this happened, this not happening. We found a committee and all. So same way, in an individual's life also, professional life also, what we have to do, we have to talk to someone to ease out our problems. Second thing is like, we have to get suggestions from someone who actually can help us ease out our problems. So that's the only way, what I would see, to overcome such crisis.
Yeah, last question, Anil. I have a question for you.
Sure.
Okay, whenever we see someone as successful as you, we always look at the milestone the person has achieved, and we never ask about the setbacks and failures. So my question to you is, did you have any situation in your life when you thought that things are not working out for you, and how did you cope with it?
Right. So Nitin, I would say, I think the best question so far, who anyone, I mean, who you asked, because I can contribute much on from my personal experience. So in this, I after doing my graduation, I am from like a normal background. Okay, so I didn't have much to afford a good institution. By God's grace, I got a good percentile, close to 90 percentile in not CAT. Okay, you guys are CAT guys, but I am mad guy again. Okay, in math. So I didn't have much to afford a good college. So what happened? I wrote to people like, I mean, it's kiddish from my end, but then but I feel proud on it. I mean, I wrote an email to Mark Zuckerberg. I wrote an email to Yusuf Ali. There's no individual which I know. I wrote to everyone. So just saying that this was my graduation marks cards. This is what I am looking for. I just need a financial support to do my masters. If you're helping me out, I think I can do my studies, and then I'll repay that amount in once I get a job. But I didn't, because I didn't want to take a loan, because my father can't afford to pay it, or neither I was able to I don't know whether I'll be getting a job or not. So with that, what happened was like that was, and then I didn't get a response from anyone for that matter. So but I felt bad. Okay, I felt okay. These people are doing so much, so big things in their life, but then they are not helping. It's okay. I felt it's okay. Then I did. I got into an institution, and then after that, my first job. I there is, if you see, there are companies like, I have applied to companies like right, car like Maserati and all, right, car company or car companies, manufacturer of car Maserati. I have applied there. I have applied in Volkswagen. I have applied in Nestle. I have applied in Gulf Air. There is no company. I mean, hardly. I think if you even if you would have seen the earlier days, I would have more than 700 companies have applied in LinkedIn itself. So but always I used to by hearted the lines that okay, we have come across a better profile, and then sorry to say that we will keep your profile in our archive. So that's how we used to get. So failures like was part of my life so far, and then today I'm able to speak something or standing, if you're considering me as one of a successful person, is only because of Quest given an opportunity, and then NHRD given an opportunity, a platform to showcase what exactly I have with me, or they have trusted. So for that matter, you have to create that trust in the leaders, and then they have to trust you back also. And then that opportunity was given by them. And then in professional life also, here also, there are times when we think, okay, ab to nahi hoga, bas done, I'm done. I mean, I'm leaving. I'm done. But then also when you talk to your manager, then by the grace of God, I got a manager who actually I whenever I'm such, I can shout on her, and then I can jump. I mean, I'll say that done. I'm going. But she'll be like, okay, I'll take your time. It's okay. Tomorrow you call me back. With that, I'll be done. So because the situation is like she listens to me. So with that, what happens is like my stress is out. I'm out of my stress, and then I feel okay. Chalta hai. I mean, kal jo tha, it's happened yesterday, and then today I'm fine. I'm a new person. So with that, setbacks, failures were part of my life, and today also it is there with me. But then that never stops me from aiming for me to be a CPO or CHRO, right? Right. So no, I mean, it's not about the matter of tagline of you should be from IIMs to be a CHRO or a CPO. No, right? So I want to prove that Bangalore University guy, also from a normal background, also a driver's son, can also be a CHRO. Just want to prove that's my aim, my purpose.
Thank you, Anil.
Yeah.
We appreciate you taking time in your busy schedule to speak to the student at Dome Society Roorkee. The presentation of the subject was really engaging and insightful. And thank you for sharing your experience regarding how Quest work in this pandemic with keeping moral values to first priority, and also for motivating us about how we should move forward in our lives. Thank you so much. I believe we can benefit immediately. And thank you once again for the contribution. And our batchmates would like to show you something. Boys, thank you so much. You can take the screenshot if you want.
Yes, I just a minute. If I'll do the view, how? Okay, just a minute.
Yes. Guys, someone should take a screenshot. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anil.
That's
And Rohan, I think you can close the session now.
really sweet of you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was very good. The presentation part was really good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
We'll
sir.
tag
Thank
you
you.
on LinkedIn as well in the screenshot. You'll get them.
Thanks.
Thank you so much once again, Sarvesh,
Thank
and
you, sir.
for giving me an opportunity. And I wish you all the very best. I hope all of you. I mean, some might be coming as my head HRs or CEOs or CXOs. So all the very best to you guys also. Don't worry, we will get through this, and then we'll get a job, better job, and then we'll be there. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for having me here. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.